speaking tonight on membership sites. Gave her first talk as a lightning talk at the meetup 6 months ago, something like that. Whenever we last did lightning talks. Tara is the founder, lead person of Design TLC, which is a web design and marketing company that she runs herself, and the co-founder of Nice Work LLC with Evelyn, who's right over here. I have known Tara for a while now, and she also participates in the WordPress training team and goes to a lot of exotic places to go to WordPress events, which I'm always jealous about. So most recently, Florida. So welcome, Tara, and I'm gonna throw it over to her.
Can you everybody use this? Yeah, this works. All right, cool. Somebody told me not to stand behind the podium, so we're going to give this a shot. Hi, everybody. As Beth said, I'm Tara, and I basically make really nice WordPress websites for our clients, and I do them with TLC. So when I was in middle school, and this is actually me. Yes, I know. I won't tell you what year it was, but when I was in middle school, I went through a phase where I formed clubs with my girlfriends on a fairly regular basis. Most notably was the Charlie's Angels Club. Of course, I was Kate, the smart and not glamorous Charlie's Angel. But we had all kinds of rules. We had a secret handshake, a secret password. We collected, I think, a nickel dues every week, and we had a little notebook we kept in my friend Julie's backyard shed. So this was a really fun club. It made us feel cool and important. But it was also, as I look back, my first experience with membership. Now, if you think about it, you probably can think about things that you belong to as kids: Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, sports teams, right? Everybody's belonged to something. It's really what our culture is made of, is belonging to things, being members, being part of an association. It's what makes up our community, our identity. So we're all really familiar with the concept of membership in general. It's part of our daily life. Now with the internet, it's really part of our daily life, and we probably don't even think about it as membership most of the time, but every time that you interact with a website and you have to log in with a username and a password, you're essentially interacting with a membership. If you run a WordPress website, if you manage a WordPress website and you have a username and a password, you might not think of that as a membership, but you are actually a member of that site. Amazon, you can have a membership just by purchasing something, or you can purchase a recurring membership with them and have your Prime membership and get all kinds of benefits. So these are just, we don't even think about it, right? I mean, how many of you logged into one of these websites today? Right? Yeah, we all do it. We don't think about it. You don't even think about it. Sometimes it probably, you log in automatically. It's a process you don't think of, right? But when it comes to being a web designer, a web creator, we have to think about it. We have to think about it from both ends. We have to recall what it was like to be a member and to join a club, to join a membership. Also, we have to think about what we want it to be like for people who are coming to our website.
It only has like a 3-foot range.
This is a process. This is a process, and that's what I'm going to talk a lot about. I'm going to talk about plugins, which is part of the WordPress membership world. But first, before you even get into plugins, you really have to think through the process of a membership website. For non-members, for members, logged in, logged out, these are all steps in a process. I have this up here not to overwhelm you. This is available on the slides that I'll have afterward and also on my website. I've written a couple of blog posts about membership websites. But this is just to kind of show you the kind of flow that you think through when you're setting up or planning to set up a membership website. And the first step is, do you really need a plugin? As I said, a WordPress website just on its own really is a membership website. Let's say you have a couple of pages of static content that you want to protect from the world, but a couple of board members or something you want to be able to access it. Well, you could just password protect that page and give them the password. It's the least secure, it's the least sophisticated, but you might not need a full-on membership website. So that's the first question. Most likely, You will choose to have a membership website though. So again, we're going to talk a lot about the process, logging in, logging out, and joining. When you think about experiences that you've had joining, can anybody think of a time when they were not able to log into a website? Have you all had that happen? Okay. So when that happens, what's the process like? Is it easy to retrieve your password? These are things that we have to think about on the back end because it's something that we have to pay attention to and test. What's the messaging like when people come to join your website or to log into your website and they're not a member? What's that process like? Again, here we have the opportunity, if we are not a member already, to sign up, but is that really as obvious as you want it to be if you're trying to sell something? A lot of membership plugins give you the opportunity to have different membership levels, and some don't. You might choose to have different payment levels. You may choose to have expiration dates on your membership and people have to renew, or it may go away. These are all things to think about. Also, can your members belong to more than one membership level at a time? That's something that many plugins don't allow you to do. Managing your members. I've had a few membership websites where my client has some customers who are not very tech savvy, right? Do you have any customers who aren't tech savvy? Any users of your website who aren't tech savvy? So we have to prepare for those people, right? Somebody who doesn't really want to put their credit card on a website. Somebody who doesn't, who isn't comfortable with that process of joining. So would your client on their own, with their level of tech savviness, be able to add a member on their own or to change their membership of various members? How easy is that to do? And then the WordPress admin bar, you know, where it says howdy up at the top. Do you want your members to be able to see that? Because WordPress by default, anyone who's logged into your site has some kind of an admin bar at the top that you may want to hide. Some membership plugins offer you the opportunity to do that within the plugin, and others you'd have to add another plugin on top of that to hide it or do some custom coding. So probably the main reason why you have a membership site is to protect your content. What type of content is that? Are you offering downloads to people? Are you selling a product? Is it just static content on your page? And is it some of the content on your site or all of it? Most likely it's not all of it because you'd like to have something public facing where people have the opportunity to join. And what do non-members see? This is a big sticking point for me is, and you'll hear me say it a couple of times, but when somebody comes to your website to log in and they're not a member, if membership is open, it's not always obvious how they can join. So if they get to a page that's protected and it says, you're not a member, you're not going to incentivize them to join if there's no link there to join. So you have to think all of these scenarios through. And then finally, drip content. Does anybody know what drip content is? Yeah, what is drip content?
Users.
Content that's on a schedule after they sign up.
Right. So it means that maybe you're doing a course or there's some kind of process or timeline that you want people to receive your content. So some membership plugins will allow you to do that. MailChimp will do it as well. You can have content dripped out to your customers through your MailChimp stream as well. And most likely, membership sites are used as a way to make money. So in order to do that, you're going to have to collect payment for your memberships. What payment gateway will you use? PayPal, Stripe, manual payment with a check, whatever your options are. And if you're using PayPal, for example, PayPal has different levels. They have a standard level, which when someone uses that, they are exited from your site and they go to PayPal. You've probably seen that before. You exit the site, you put in your PayPal credentials, and then you're brought back to the site. Or PayPal has another level, PayPal Pro, where you actually don't need to leave the site, but you will need an SSL to do that because you're going to be collecting information on your website itself. Will you offer recurring payments, recurring memberships, and which will have recurring payments with them? And does your payment gateway support that? Is that something you need from the membership plugin? And then Account access. Do you want your members to be able to log in, see their payments, change their credit card information, cancel their membership, or do you want them to have to contact you to do that? And coupons and discounts. Yeah.
What is SSL?
An SSL is a security certificate that you can add to your website that will encrypt information that's passed from your user to your website. So it's required of when you're collecting payment or sensitive information. Most web hosts will offer that for you. A lot of them will give it to you for free. It's your first year. And from what I hear, it's going to be something that all websites are going to have one day as well. So it's something to learn about and think about.
It's also known as HTTPS.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, you know the little green lock that sometimes shows up at the top? That's what that is. And messaging, again, thinking this through. If you use the kind of flow chart that I showed you, thinking through what is the message that people get when they come to your website from various scenarios. Where are they redirected to after they log in? Are they going to have to search around to find the content, or is that going to be easy for you to link to from within the membership plugin? What kind of emails and confirmations and notifications come with the membership plugin? And then testing. Testing. I can't tell you how many times I will test a membership website, and yet still I will get a message from somebody who somehow found some way to get to some page where it didn't give them the message and they couldn't figure out how to log in. And I'll think, gosh, I know I set that all up properly, what's going on? And then I'll go try to duplicate it, and sure enough, I missed something. So how do you duplicate it? If you're logged into your website and you are an admin, you're not seeing what your normal user sees, even if they are a member and you're a member. So there are a couple of things that you can do. You can use in Chrome, there's a really easy way to open a new browser tab with incognito mode, which means it's basically a fresh browser without any login information already recorded, no cache, nothing's cached. Or you can use a different browser if you're using Firefox, test it in Chrome as a non-logged in user. Or if you have different membership levels, there's a plugin called user switching that works really well. It's easy for you to switch within your WordPress dashboard from one user to the next, so you can see what, say, a user who has membership level A will see and what a non-member will see. So those are some good things to do for testing. And then the last thing is, what other stuff do you need from a membership plugin? So there are a lot. We'll talk about that in a second. But do you need to have it interact with your CRM, which is your customer relationship management system? MailChimp or Constant Contact, a lot of times you would want that to be automatic. So when someone joins your membership, they're already fed into your customer management system. Do you need to have e-commerce? Are you going to be selling products? Then you need an e-commerce shopping cart type of platform. Will you offer an affiliate, which means if a member brings another member on, they get some kind of a kickback or a bonus. And then at a more advanced level, do you need multi-site, which means you're going to have multiple WordPress installs on your same account. And then, and also what kind of interaction do you need to have between members? A forum like BBPress or BuddyPress, where you can really extend the capabilities of your membership website. How many of you are beginners with WordPress? Would you say you're like a WordPress beginner? Okay. And how many of you are like high-level dev people? Okay, all right. So how many of you know Chris Lemma? Anybody heard of him? All right, so Chris Lemma blogs a lot about WordPress. He's a big name in the WordPress space, and he actually also writes a lot about membership plugins. He recently did a review of 30 of them, which I can't even imagine what that process would be like. But out of 30, only 4 of them, on a scale of 0 to 5, only 4 of them got a rating of 4 or above on Chris's criteria, which has ease of use, concurrent accounts, different things. Does that mean that 26 out of the 30 are not worth looking at? I don't think so. I think you still have to look at other reviews and look at what some plugins offer. As a matter of fact, one of the plugins I'm going to talk about, Chris did not give a 4 to. He also is an affiliate for some membership plugins, and he may have different needs and be looking at different things than you are. But look him up and look up other reviews. I encourage you to do that. I'm going to talk about just three plugins that I've used for membership and the pros and cons of them, or just the pros of them. The first one is Paid Membership Pro. I do also on my website and on the slides, you can see this in more detail. I kind of compare what each one offers of the three. So Paid Memberships Pro, I think is my favorite, even though it's not a top-rated one according to Priscilla. And the reason why I like it is that it's great for a beginner WordPress user. It's all of the defaults make total sense. It has a ton of add-ons. It's very intuitive and easy to use. And it's extendable to a certain degree. I've used this a number of times. It has everything that you need in terms of payment gateways, connection with MailChimp and Constant Contact, and it makes a lot of sense. The documentation is good. iThemes is a package of all different kinds of plugins, really popular. Their e-commerce platform is Exchange, and they have an add-on that goes along with that, which is called Membership. Because it's an e-commerce platform, it treats membership as a product. So if you have e-commerce, if you have products that you want to sell, this would be a good fit for you. If you don't, it's maybe not the best fit, because it does treat your membership like a product, so it has images and descriptions that you probably don't need for some kind of basic membership type of stuff. I know WooCommerce also has something similar. I have not used that, but I think Chris gives it a good rating. And then MemberPress. This is Chris Lemons' 5-star, top-rated, very popular. MemberPress is it's very extendable. Developers seem to really like it. I recently used it on a very, very complex membership website, and I will say it worked fine, but I questioned throughout the process whether it was a mistake to have used it, because it is not intuitive. It is not easy. They have great support, and I did have a developer help me with some integration. So this was a multi-site, and it had BuddyPress, and it's a game that members pay to join, and then they play this lifestyle game where they can log points and they can talk to each other. So it's not a basic site at all, but it was missing a lot of basic things, and I did have a lot of glitches in testing where the kind of things I'm talking about with messaging were missing. Most notably, again, this gets under my skin, but if you try to go to the member area and you're not logged in and you're not a member, this join now is not there. So there's no way you could do that unless you know how to add a link, and you know where to find that within the plugin to add the link. So if you're comfortable with HTML, if you know how WordPress works, it's not that big of a deal. But the fact that you have to think about it and do it, I think brings us down a notch. So out of all the things I've talked about, the one thing that I hope you'll take away from this is that there are a lot of different membership plugins. They have something in common. They're all part of WordPress, and they all offer membership, but you're familiar with the Breakfast Club. It is a club. We are a club, the WordPress users. We have to make sure that we are thinking about what it's like to be a user, to be a member of something when we're trying to build it on the other end. Think through the process, really test it, and good luck. Thank you.